Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Empire Intelligence. Not sure why I'm saying welcome back because this is the first ever installment. Anyways, this is Empire Intelligence Artist Interviews. Today, we're going to welcome to the stage the artist I discovered through Zhao fan art, the artist that I will glaze until the day I die, Maya. Please give a round of applause for Maya. All right, Maya, you want to introduce yourself?
What an intro. Sure. Okay. My name is Maya. I go by the tag name Malidesto. Used to go by Tuna Art, Troubled Tuna. Oh my god, so many names. Actually ridiculous. Anyway, I find it very funny. Not unexpected. Very funny that you introduced me as the artist you found through Zhao fan art. Of all things. That is, you know,
Hey, the
I wouldn't say
hyperfixation was
against
running
my
deep.
will, but it was not really my goal as an artist to be that person, and guess what I became? That did. It was fate. It was fate.
Hey,
It's
it got
okay.
you lots of followers, though, right?
Oh my god. Well, sort of. It got me a lot of followers, and then, it didn't all turn out to be the attention I wanted, but it's okay. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Perfect,
Anyway,
perfect. All right. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you so much for agreeing. I've had so many artists that are like, "Yeah, I'd love to come on the show. Can I see what it's like?" And then I have to be like, "Oh, I don't have an episode out yet." So,
no, I'm spontaneous. Like, I really don't care. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's pull up. Let's do it. Why not? Why not?
perfect. And this is why this is why I reached out to you because I knew you were going to be down for it and I was like cuz you're just one of those people that's just down for anything and I love that.
Yeah,
Um
everybody knows I'm casual.
yeah. So I noticed in your bio you say you're a med student. For people who don't know you, I mean I knew you were a med student already, but for the people who
Yeah.
don't know you, you're a med student. And what's that like?
Oh my god. I don't even know where to start with that. For full clarification, I am no longer a med student. I was probably for the majority of the time you knew me and people know me as, because ever since I'm no longer a student, I for some reason I have stopped posting as often, so I'm not nearly as like crazy of a popular
Mm.
artist as I was prior. But I was a med student during my prime, during all of my eras. I would say it's hell on earth, but honestly, I think I've been through worse. And you just, God, I think it's different for everyone. Um, I was not a standard med student though. A lot of people go into other tracks like, oh, I'm in nursing or like studying like kinesthesiology, like more like patient-based stuff. I didn't do that. I was a clinical student, so I was learning how to work in labs. I was doing like bacteria, I was doing a lot of
Oh,
cell cultures. Yeah, I studied nutrition, oncology, like a bunch of stuff at once.
that's
And
awesome.
yeah, it was crazy. It was really fun. Um, Not sure I would do it again, but I did it. I finished. It's whatever. I got my bachelor's, and now I work in ophthalmology, which is eye care. I do a lot of eye doctor stuff. I work with
Ooh.
surgeons.
Can you give me a discount on contacts?
I actually can. I can get you free samples whenever you want. I
Hey,
get
I'm just
free
saying. I know who to reach
samples.
out to. I've got a dealer
Yeah,
now.
no, exactly. You ever need a discount on LASIK? You need a referral? Hit me up. Like I got you. I got all that. Get
Okay.
cataracts out of nowhere. I got you.
Cataracts out of
Got
nowhere
you.
would be so scary, but at least now I know who to
That is
go to.
scary.
When it happens when I'm
No,
older,
yeah.
I'll say, I remember who I was gonna go to. It was some girl named Maya. She was an Instagram
Oh my
artist.
God. If I'm not retired by then, you can just, I'd say something, but this is going on a podcast. So I'm
Oh,
not
feel
gonna.
free to cuss, feel free to swear. I can bleep it out if it like gets demonetized, like whatever.
No. We move on. We
All
move
right.
on.
Yeah, we move on. We move on. So I was
Mhm.
actually going to ask you when you were a med student, because I thought you were still a med student up till this point. But since
Mhm.
you're not anymore, which you lied to me, why is it still in your bio? What's all that
Stop.
about?
Is it really?
It
Is it
is.
really?
It says
Wait,
artsy
where?
med student in your bio.
Which bio?
Oh wait, no,
Wait.
it says artsy med tech. Sorry.
Yeah, I am now I wouldn't be surprised if my TikTok still says I'm a student, but I am not.
Okay, sorry,
I'm
my bad. That's my bad.
yeah.
I was under the
I'm
impression
getting
this whole time
falsely
you were a student.
accused. I'm being prosecuted. Like, I can't believe it. Like, oh my God, I'm never coming back on this show. Anyway,
No. I was joking. It was a joke.
Okay, what was the real what was the question? I
The
forget.
real question was gonna be so when you were full time, because I'm assuming that means you were a full time student, correct?
Oh, yes, yes, I
Yeah.
was.
So you were still posting on Instagram and stuff during that time. What was it like balancing both? You know?
Oh my God. It was a mess. I will tell you that it got to a point where I got so stressed out from being on the internet that I had to go to therapy and be put on anxiety medication
Oh wow.
because social media really, really stressed me out around that because it was going between like exams and then someone would try to cancel me for some shit. And then I'd be like, what? What for what? I would get so
Dude.
stressed out about it. And like people were like mass reporting my live streams. To this day, I don't know why. I just know that it was happening. And people were sending me like crazy DMs. Like, not all of them were hateful, but it was like, why would you say that to me? Like, I don't
That's
understand why you'd
yeah.
say that to someone you don't know.
That's
So,
so
between all
crazy.
of that, yeah, it was insane. So, and also because I was making fan art, it wasn't like me making my own content. It was like, I'm drawing characters these people already know. And so all these people obsessed with them were coming to me with all of this crazy stuff, like saying stuff to me. And it really stressed me out. Like I handled it, but it stressed me out. So I had to find ways to like cope with that, especially because I got really popular really quickly. It was not
Mhm.
like oh, it took me like 4 years to get here. Like, no, it took like a week and a half.
That's so scary.
It was really freaky. Yeah, I would not recommend like posting art that you made at 1 a.m. and then like going to bed, waking up 6 hours later, going to an exam, and then after the exam, waking up to 30K likes and like 300 comments and then a bunch of DMs. Like that's stressful.
That does
It's
sound
not
so stressful.
like it's not just invigorating. It's like, oh my God, they know me. They know all this about me. Like, oh my God, freakish. So I would say I figured it out. Um, Passed my classes, like finished my degree, all that, but it was definitely stressful, and I wound up putting more time and effort into school than the artwork itself, especially like towards the end, because I was
Mm.
just like, I cannot handle all this. I
Yeah.
really, really can't.
I would imagine you would be really burned out, right?
Oh my God, sort of. I wouldn't even call it like burnout. Because, well, I don't know. I'm not really prone to burnout. I don't get like severe art block. I don't get this whole like I can't do anything kind of vibe. It was more like I had to get my priorities in order because I knew if I kept going I would just go crazy and I
Mhm.
wanted to finish school strong. So it was like I was insane my sophomore and junior year of college, and then once I was a senior I was like, okay, we got to like cut the cameras on. We got to get serious. I gotta stop posting so often. Like, I'll see you guys next week. I have two exams. Like, no. So I figured it out. I think the other blessing in disguise was just that I was cranking out content really quickly because I didn't really put much time into the work I was posting at that moment.
Mhm.
So it didn't take long to get anything out. So
That's
that
yeah,
helped. Oh my
definitely.
God.
But that does
Just
sound like
reminiscing on it.
yeah, it sounds like so stressful to think about.
It is, it is. And I was not hanging out with friends during that time of my life either. Like I was very much like
Isolated.
go to school, come home. Yeah, go to school, come home. I had my roommates, but like I didn't have anyone outside my roommates at that time.
That's
It was,
crazy.
yeah, very crazy. And anyone who stalked me during that knew too that I would go to class, come back, hop on a live stream for like 300 people, and then be live streaming, and then I'd go to bed. That would last like all day. I don't recommend it, guys. Don't do it. Wait, either either be low key popular or wait till you're done with school. Okay, put that first. Go to school, kids.
Dude, I
Finish school.
remember when you used to live stream, you would end stream at the time that I was like most able to watch the stream, so I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, she's live." And I'd click on the live and then it'd be like live ended and I was like, "No, I missed it again." Like
It really was just my between time, like, oh, I'm bored, let me do it. But it
mhm.
wasn't just like I'm bored. It was like, okay, I don't feel like leaving the house and doing anything. I don't have any groceries to run, and my roommates are doing homework, and I don't have anyone else to see. So why not? I'll stream until 2 a.m. and then I'll go to bed. Regular
Okay.
occurrence.
Um Well, I have some more basic art questions just in general about like your art journey and such. Um,
Oh my god, yeah.
Now I might know the answer to some of these questions, but just for the viewers, you know, the one viewer that's going to be watching this, and it's probably my friend.
Right.
um, but for them, we gotta go over these basic questions and just get to know you a little bit more. Okay, is that okay?
Absolutely. I'm ready. That's what I was ready for all
All
day.
right, all right. So how long exactly have you been doing art? Like, do you remember a specific day where you woke up and was like, I'm gonna do this?
I actually do, which is the crazy part. I actually do. Okay. I was, oh my God. Well, I don't know. There's like certain eras to it, right? I
Hmm.
was like 12, and a bunch of my friends, because I had just gotten to middle school, and I had started watching anime, really violent anime, not gonna lie. But I was just like, oh, like this is really fun, whatever. I had a bunch of friends, but all of my friends were really talented, or like they'd be like in band, or they were in chorus, or like they were already like I thought they were really talented artists at the time and all this stuff. And I was like, dang, I have nothing that really like makes me like feel special or anything that I really enjoy doing. And I guess I'd always known that like I liked doodling, just like la la la, like between class, like I draw a little tree on my homework sheet and I call it a day, like whatever. And I was like, I need to pick something up. I need to be like cooler than that. So I just wanted that swag. I just wanted to be cool. So I just started drawing. Um, but to be honest, it really quickly went from me wanting to learn how to draw to me getting really into creative writing. And
Ooh.
from that point onward, I was more driven by my writing and what I wanted to write than just what I wanted to draw. So drawing kind of came second, and it's me just kind of practicing in my free time. But I did start just because I was like, oh, you know how cool I'd be if I could do this. Oh, what do you guys know about this? Like, let me get into it. So started drawing, and then I realized I was very passionate about something adjacent to drawing, which has just led me to be a visual artist
That's
alongside it.
honestly such a valid reason. The
Right.
reason why I picked up art is because I was in second grade and I was obsessed with dragons. And so I my
Oh my god, you're so real.
yeah,
So
my classmates was like drawing and I was like, "You should draw a dragon," which when I was a kid and people would ask me to draw stuff, I'd be like cursing them out in my head, but like, you know.
right.
So, but whatever. I didn't know back then. Anyways, I was like, "You should draw a dragon." And she was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll do that." And so she starts drawing this dragon and then just like as I was watching her, I was like, wait, you just like whipped that up out of nowhere. Like I just watched you create that out of nothing. How did you do that? And she was like, I don't know. I've just been drawing. And I remember it was like a leaf dragon, like and like the wings were like leaves. And I was like, they're really detailed too. She's very talented for a second grader. But I remember being like, I gotta recreate this somehow. I gotta figure out how to do that.
You're like, wait a second. Let me tap in. Let me.
No,
This is something I need to
literally,
figure out too. Hang on a second, guys.
literally, I was like, let me figure out how to do this. I sat down, I tried to recreate that dragon like probably 900 times. I could never do it, but that's how I started drawing because I was like, that's crazy that you just like picked up a pencil and did that. Like, what do you mean you just like is that how the Mona Lisa happened too? Because if so, that's crazy. Like
Mind blown. Just mind blown.
exactly, exactly. As a second grader, that was a very pivotal wait, pivotable
Yep,
point
pivotal.
in my
Got it.
life. Yes. Um
Perfect.
anyways, my next question is how would you describe your art style? Because like in like if you had to use like a few words to describe it, how would you describe it?
Oh my God, that's a good one. I well, recently, I guess in my brain, I've just thought of like a semi-realism, which it kind of is. Like, it's getting there. I've studied some realism, and I've studied a lot more of just like animated media, like 2D, cartoony stuff,
Mhm.
and then I've just kind of mashed it together. I don't, man, what would I call my art style? I feel like I could better name the things that I'm trying to improve upon than what I already defined myself by. I think
Mhm.
I could say that I have like strong anatomy skills. Um,
Definitely.
could could still work on it, frankly, but I would say that I got that shit. Like I'm doing good. It did help being in anatomy courses for like 2 years of my life to figure that out. But Definitely, but that's not defining of an art style. I don't know. I would hope to think that I'm blending reality and fantasy in a good way. I guess
Oh,
that's kind of my goal.
that's a great way of describing it because that's actually how I see your art style. Your art style is when I'm looking at your art style, it does feel very realistic, but in a fantastical kind of way, you know? And like
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Wow, that was a very good choice of words.
Thank you. I would hope so. I'm feeling pressure. I'm on a podcast. I'm trying to figure it out. But yeah, I don't know. I will admit, I'm trying to become more cartoony. I'm really trying to lean into like expressive artwork.
Wow.
Um, which I'm honestly not that great at. I've got like the expressions on faces down, but I'm really trying to get everything else down. So that's at least my current goal, but we'll see where it goes. We'll
See,
see
and
where it
like
goes.
I have taken art over the last like 13 years of my life, and in my head I was like I need to get as realistic as possible. Like one of my inspirations was you being like I got to get as good as anatomy at this as this girl. Like if I can't match this skill level of anatomy, then I'm useless. But then discovered stick figures and I was like, "You know what? My art can just be simple and that's beautiful." You know, like
It can. It can. Like I don't know. I think there's too much like praise going towards realism in general, and I think there's a lot of skill that goes into being able to have expressive, simpler artwork and being able to make something that isn't like super visually complex, but is still so compelling at the same time.
yes.
Like that is
Yes.
a huge goal. Like that's a goal of mine, especially because I would love to make a comic as soon as possible. But as much as I love my art style, the upkeep of it's pretty high maintenance. I keep up with it well, but I don't think I could keep up with it for 10 years worth of creating like thousands and thousands of repetitive panels. Like it's exhausting. I need to find a way to keep the whimsy and the cool anatomy stuff without exhausting myself. And
That's
I would
yeah.
like to do it in a smart, intelligent way through something simpler but still expressive. That I praise anybody who can balance that well. It's really my biggest icons.
That's so cool. I'm having so much fun right now. Like this is so much fun. I love talking to people about art. This is so much fun. Um
I would hope so. I want you to have fun. I'm having a blast.
good to hear, good to hear. I always like to hear that my guests are having a good time because if they're not having a good time, I'm being a bad host and I hate being a bad host.
No,
Um
you're doing great so far.
thank you, thank you. Anyways, next question here is do you have a specific muse? Like every single time you get hit with art block or something or you're just feeling uninspired, is there like a specific piece of media you continuously come back to that like inspires you?
Come on, if you stalk me, you already know I love Maddie. That doesn't
Well,
if
hey,
I ever do anything, I love listening to Madion's music. It'll always do it for me. It's just so like it's like serotonin to the eardrums. I don't know. Like and it's so busy. I love busy, fast-paced music. Does it for
mhm.
me. But otherwise, I'm looking for inspiration. I think I just try to find it anywhere and everywhere. This is something that not everyone is actually aware of. Something that's been huge for me realizing in terms of like my creativity, I do my best when I'm not just comfortable, but surrounded by things that inspire me. So when I first started like drawing a lot of stuff, I never really focused on room decor or like my home and where I live, and I've always been a bit of a mess. But the last like 2 years, I kind of like recognized, especially after COVID, that like you feel so much less miserable and so much more in your element as a creative when you enjoy the space you're in when you're creating stuff.
Mhm.
And I can't afford a studio. I can't even afford to move out in this US economy. So like
Period. That's period.
I was like, I can't do any of that. So I have to just kind of make do with what I have. So I've put a lot of money and time forwards into making my room like the best habitat possible. And I am surrounded specifically by artwork I love, posters, clip outs from magazines that I've found visually intriguing. Like my
Wow.
parents buy they get the New Yorker magazine, which is full of artwork. And so I'm always like, when they go to throw them out, I take clippings that I like, put them up everywhere. I have keychains I've been given as gifts, notes my friends have sent me, artwork I've made, little Pop Mart figurines, stuff like that. Like
Yes! Heavy
I'm
on the Pop Mart.
surrounded
Heavy on the Pop Mart right
heavy
there.
on the Pop Mart. Heavy on the Pop Mart. Shout out P Try It, you bitches. Fuck
Yes!
you. You
Yes!
no 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 no. This is not a love letter. This is not a love letter. P Try It. Send me Poppy. Stop giving me Gigi. I'm actually gonna lose my mind. Stop it. I have not pulled a single Poppy.
Wanna
So
know
mad.
something crazy?
What?
Gigi's my favorite.
Let's trade. I have 7 of her. Let's trade right
Yes!
now. I, I wouldn't say I hate her. I don't. But girl,
But you're getting
I
sick of
can't.
seeing her face.
Oh no, she aggravates me to high hell. Like I actually can't. Like it's always her. It's always her. Anyway, yeah, seriously decorating my room. I repainted my room 2 years ago. It was my first start, and my favorite color is green. And I decided to just isolate myself with green to make myself feel better. So my room is quite literally like leaf green and then just covered in all of the stuff that I like, and it has helped me so much with at least feeling good.
That's
So
awesome, dude. I love that. I love when a room reflects a person and like I don't know. I'm like picturing it in my head and it feels very you and I love that.
it is, and it's only getting more me. The more money I make, the more bullshit I buy to make it feel more me, or the more weird crafts I get into. But you know, I
That's
it's better to
awesome.
be surrounded by stuff that's you.
It's
So
true. It's
that has
true.
helped with inspiration for
For
sure.
example, in my room, unicorns are obviously very important to me if it wasn't obvious by my Sona.
Oh, I
But
could tell. Yeah.
but yeah, I've got one, two, three, four, five shelves in here that just have unicorn figures on them. And every
Oh my
single time I look at them,
God.
I'm like, ah, my unicorns, I love them.
Wait, are you collecting Doki Dokis? Is that
No?
the Tokidoki unicorns?
No,
Like
but
that's what immediately came to my mind.
I do have a couple of those and I do want to start collecting them, but the
Mhm.
brand that I collect the most is called Schleich. It's a German company.
I know what that is. I
Yeah.
know what that is. You know why? Because I had those dinosaur figures when I was like 8. So
Yes! The dinosaur figures were so fire, dude. Oh my gosh.
I am an OG. I had so many dragons and dinosaurs. Oh my God. Anyway, back to you. I can't
Yes.
talk.
Yes, sorry, sorry. But yeah, like that's actually really good advice to give is like if you're having some trouble with being uninspired, just like change your setting a little because if you're like somewhere you actually enjoy, you're obviously going to make like better art. Like that seems like such a simple like conclusion to come to, but like I never made that conclusion until you said that.
No, I it took me years to put together, and now I'm just like I'm happier than ever with my room, and it really does just make it easier to sit down and like push through a piece. I don't feel blocked at least. I'm
Mhm.
I'm not as hyper productive as I was, I guess I'd say when I was in college. But what I make, I feel in my element. I don't feel like I'm stressed and just creating because I'm stressed.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, my next question here is when
Hmm.
did you start posting art? Like what time period of your life?
What time period? Oh, we're gonna have to go back a decade. And I'm serious. I Oh my God. I started posting art, I think in 2014. And I, oh my God, because I started on DeviantArt. That lasted about a month before I deleted it. And then I moved to Tumblr because it was, 2015, 2016. Of course, I was on Tumblr for a second.
Yeah, of
But
course.
didn't, I didn't really do anything else besides post art with no hashtags and then wonder why no one found me. I'm not even gonna lie. I was not the smartest. I was not the smartest Tumblr user. To this day, I don't really know how it works, but it's fine. I posted there for like easily a year, and then I was on Instagram. And I've had, I think, 5 different art accounts on Instagram. And to be honest, the reason I've moved through so many of them is because I've gotten hacked multiple times. So,
Oh.
I don't take that dual authentication shit lightly anymore. That is serious. They will hack you. They will. So, oh my God, I've been posting for forever, but it did take me, let's see, it's 2025 now. I had my first post actually blow up and earn me attention in 2021, and I've been posting online technically since 2014, 2015. And
Mm.
I won't even lie. The only reason I got popular in social media is because I started making like silly joke videos about my OCs on TikTok with popular audios. And then I'd get like 10,000 likes. I'd be like, "Oh my God, guys, I'm crushing it. Oh, I'm famous." I'm like, famous. And I just kept going, and look at where I am now. That's about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. A little follow-up question to that is why did you start posting art?
Oh my God. I started posting art because I knew I had a story I wanted to tell, and I wanted people to get into it before I could post comics about it. And I'm doing the same shit 10 years doing the same thing 10 years later. No, I've been writing the same story since I was really young, and I've just like been really figuring it out. And while doing that, I kind of wanted to have a log of my progress.
Mm-hmm.
So like not even just through online and having a digital footprint, I've kept all of my sketchbooks from middle school onwards so that I could always have evidence of everything I've done, like
Mm-hmm.
going forward. So I started posting like, yeah, I wanted to make friends and gain some popularity. Like that was definitely a goal. I think most people posting on the internet have a goal of gaining popularity.
Yeah.
But it was also just like I really have no shame in my progress, and I would like for there to be evidence of it from the very beginning. Can never accuse me of being a fraud. Never, never a fraud.
And now that it's the future, never AI because we can actually see the
Never,
change.
never
Yeah.
AI. You can't
Perfect.
see me right now. I'm waggling my finger at my camera. Never AI.
Never, never, ever, forever. Never AI.
Never ever. But yeah, evidence that I've put in my work. Big
That's
time.
awesome. Um, Now, in all the time that you've been posting art, what would you say is your favorite piece? And I'm not talking like recently, like is there a piece from your childhood that like you feel like speaks to you a lot or is it something recent?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say yes, although I guess it kind of branches off from the topic of stuff I've posted. There's definitely like comics that I drew while conceptualizing for my story
Mhm.
that I've technically posted online and then deleted. I've done that dozens of times now,
Me
where I've
too.
just been like, yeah, that would be a spoiler later. I'm actually gonna get rid of that. No evidence, guys. Um, but I feel like even as my story has changed and grown and I've gotten better at writing, I've always been very, very, very proud of those comics, and I have kept all of them to kind of reread through. And those are probably the things I remember the most. But if we're talking about like paintings, I actually don't think I have one. I Some of my closest friends know that I'm very prone to forgetting the things I make. Not writing. I never forget a thing I write, but when it comes to stuff that I draw, I could whip up a fucking piece for the Met and send it on its way, and because I don't see it for a month, I forgot I ever made it. So when it comes to paintings, they don't really stick with me. But comics and things I've written, yes, I've definitely had some bigger comic projects that
And
I
I
will forever hold dear.
that's yeah, I relate to that like heavy because when I was a kid, like drawing comics was all I ever did and I remember I would like Hero Brian was one of my OCs like
No comment.
like
No comment.
I remember I would draw Hero Brian and like this other OC I had that was a griffin and like they would be doing stuff that made no sense, but like those are some of my favorite drawings I've ever done because it's just so funny to be like I was like 3 years old being like, yeah, so Hero Brian
Right.
and my griffin OC are gonna make out now. Like
Right. And then Thomas the Train Engine and my favorite creepy pasta, like they're going on this like crazy
yes.
it's shit like that. Like, oh my God. But no, I'm trying to think. Oh my God. I made a comic that I always remember, even though it was only like 7 panels. I made a comic strip once for two of my characters, like discussing the things they were afraid of. I don't know if it even exists on the internet anymore because I've lost so many accounts and access to them that I don't know where my art is anymore. I just kind of had to give up my custody.
Yeah.
Um, I had a comic strip about two of my main characters talking about their biggest fears, and that in that comic, it's supposed to kind of unveil a huge spoiler for the future of the story within it, of like what they're afraid of, because these things
Ooh.
happen. But I just like it was such a simple thing that I remember that all the time, and I was like, God, when I was 18, I was so genius, stupid emo comic thing, and I was like, God, in the Louvre, in the Louvre. For sure, my favorite pieces, big time.
That's very cool. That's very, very cool. Um, Now, not to focus too much on negativity here, but do you have a least favorite piece of yours that blew up and like everyone seems to love except for you?
Oh my God, yes, Jesus, I oh my God, there's these. Oh, this gets me heated. When I first started making Genshin Impact fan art and I was really bored and I started doing all of those redesigns for Venti, there's not a single redesign that I made for Venti in the year 2022 that I'm proud of. I've never liked any of them. Do you know how many hundreds of thousands of likes those posts got? Oh my
Lots.
God,
I was the
dude.
one liking them too. I was the one
Oh,
liking them.
oh, no, they're all bad. They're all bad. They're all unresearched. They're all terrible. They're ugly. The only good thing about them is the color palette, because it's kind of hard to mess up when you're given Venti's color palette, okay? It's just gonna look good. But like, oh God, those projects, like they sucked. They were so bad and they were so popular. It's hard for me to even go on Pinterest. And like my own art will find me on Pinterest and it's always Venti. Like, dude, no, it could have been anything else I made. Like, stop. It could even be the badly drawn chows I drew at the beginning of my Genshin fame. Like I wouldn't care as much. Just get Venti out of my face. Like they're so.
Dude, speaking of the Zhao fan arts, the okay, when you added those little scars for like the tusks or whatever, I
Yes.
literally that changed my brain chemistry. I've like never seen a redesign of a character that I was like, "Yes, this is how it should be." Like
Oh my God. No. Oh my God. That was such a random thing, too. That was so random. And I was having a blast, okay? I was having a good time. I'll I'll be honest, Genshin Impact did not have that big of an impact on me as a person. And like the stuff from the game that I liked. Like there were some things I did like, but a lot of it I didn't give a shit at all. Okay, I
mhm.
am a fraud. I'm a fraud. But when it came to Zhao, because I always really loved like kind of everything about his character,
Mhm.
and me just kind of wanting to take him away and make him my own character, like that was me having a blast and doing that and really getting into my little creative brain rot zone where I was just doing whatever. I never expected anyone to care about my little 1 a.m. decision ever, ever. I had a good time though, and I can't believe I got 4 fan fictions out of that. But I was so wild. Oh my
Uh,
God.
oh, that's amazing. Well,
No.
um, let's see here. What else do I have on my list? Oh yeah. What's the most challenging part of the art process for you? Like, what's the part of the process that every time you get to it, you're like, oh great, I gotta do this again?
Oh my God, flats.
Really?
Flats. I hate flats. I hate them. I I won't I'm not even gonna lie about that. I am so glad that Cliff Studio Paint invented a tool where you could like lasso fill stuff and then edit the lasso fill to have less errors.
Mhm.
Because flats without a fill tool drive me insane. I hate filling in those lines and getting that all set. Like it's so painstaking. And another thing too, I crank out pieces in a night. I'm
Mhm.
not the type of person who like takes a couple of weeks to work on something. Like if a piece takes me more than 4 hours, you need to know that I'm like banging my head against a wall because I'm losing it. Like I'm so impatient with myself when I'm being creative. So when it comes to flats, it always feels like such a waste of time. because I hate taking the time to like keep it clean with like my line art style and like getting them all in the right spots. And then
Mm-hmm.
if I'm doing a complicated character design, like it's basically like paint by number with a reference and all that. It it drives me crazy. That's the reason why none of my comics are ever colored in, because I hate flatting. I'll line the whole thing and then I'll just ditch it because I just don't want to do the flat.
That's actually so real. I can't even blame you. Even with a fill tool, it's still hard with a fill tool because for me it's like I can't stand having to like go all the way over to the drawing, pick one color, fill that, pick another color,
Oh,
fill that, pick another color, fill that, and like just that repetitive process. And then when you forget to get a specific color until it's like you're already in the shading process, and now you have to go back, find that reference image again so you can pick from it again. Like, oh my
oh,
goodness.
it's medieval torture. Like I swear there have been nights where I'm doing that. I'm just biting the acrylics off my nails. Like I hate it. I can't do it. I really can't. But it's okay. I have friends. I have connections, mutuals, people who are 100% willing to like be a colorist for me in the future, or like when I have big projects, people help me flat them, which thank goodness, because otherwise I would never get it done. It ooh drives me up a wall.
Well,
I can't.
on the opposite spectrum of that, what do you enjoy drawing the most? Like when someone commissions you to do something, you're like, "Yes, I get to draw this."
Oh my God. I really love I love rendering in a basic sense. Like I love lighting a piece. I love it. I love adding the glow. I love adding the dark shadows. I love adding contrast to something. Even though I need to
Mm.
practice it more and it's something I really don't spend much time studying, it's so enjoyable to me every single time. I love some basic painting. I'm not doing some like Sistine Chapel type shit. Like I don't have the patience for it, but I always enjoy those the last like hour of a piece where I'm just painting and fixing and doing all this. Like it's so fun. I also love the very beginning. I love sketching. I love the initial like planning
Yeah.
actions, putting the big pieces where they need to be, figuring out expressions. Like I can spend hours messing with a sketch just because it doesn't look quite right to me, but it's never torture.
Mhm.
Like flats are torture. Sketching is like prime hours of my life.
That's so
So good.
real. That is so real. Um, well, that about finishes up the basic questions for when it comes to art. Now, I do have a little
Mhm.
section called the quickfire round.
Oh
Um,
God. Okay. Let
so
me crack my hands, crack my ankles. I'm ready.
don't don't worry about like if you're giving a long answer, that's great or whatever, but like when I ask you this, I'm expecting an answer right away. That's like, that's how this is supposed to go basically.
Ooh,
Okay.
let me put my glasses on. Okay.
And by the way, this most of this doesn't have to do with your own art. But
Okay.
anyways, so let's go into the quickfire round. So what is your favorite song right now?
Oh my God, stop, because Mania by Maddie Young came on, but I know it's not my favorite song right now, but it's like my universal favorite song, so I don't know. That's your answer.
Fantastic. And what are some artists you love?
Oh my God, I love Starbite. Starbite used to go by Prince Canary on Tumblr. I know that because I'm a veteran. Um, love Prince Canary. Oh my God, I'm trying to think. I feel like so many artists I love have names that are so impossible to memorize. So it's
That's
like I
so
can't even
real.
like fire this off. Like I know them by art style, I don't know them by name, but Starbite slash Prince Canary, easiest one to remember, and I have absolutely idolized him since I was like 15. So
That's
we're gonna count that.
fantastic.
We're gonna do that.
Okay. What are your thoughts on AI art?
Terrible. Just lock it up. You could do so many better things with an invention of AI, and you instead use it to replace the most human thing we could possibly do. Right, right,
Yes. Okay.
right. Like
Thank
shut
you.
up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
So stupid.
Do you think tracing is ethical with credit?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Um
And yes, immediately.
that was all I needed to hear. I just like to hear people's opinions on it because I know some people are like, well, tracing is where it gets a little weird. If it's just a reference, it's fine, but
Oh my God, wah. Literally whatever. Sorry. I literally my reaction people like wah. I know everyone has like their own personal feelings about it, and you're entitled to it. But in my opinion, like wah, just everyone does it. Stop pretending you don't. Every single person does it. I'm tired. I'm tired. Okay, next question.
next
Next
question,
question.
next question. What's your favorite animated movie?
What the helly? Oh my God. Sorry, first one that came to mind is Ponyo, just because that's my childhood movie.
Based?
But oh my God, I have so many. I actually don't think I could list like a top 10. I think it would take me an hour to organize a top 10 favorite animated movies. Grew up on them. They're one of my favorite mediums. Definitely in my top three forms of cinema. Like fantastic. 10 out of 10. I
10
love
out
it.
of 10.
Okay. I 10 out of 10.
Love that, love that, love that. Okay. And this next question, what do you hope to achieve with your social media presence?
Oh my God, a good influence.
That's
I
it.
want to be
Just
a good influence. I don't know. Like, oh my God. See, that's a more complicated question, right? Because I feel like when I was younger, I was like, oh my God, I want to be famous. Like, what do I want to accomplish? Like, I want to be popular. I want to get all this attention. Like, la la la. Girl, been there, done that. Okay. I've been popular and I had the attention. I don't need more. I don't need more of the borderline harassment obsession. Like, I've had it. I didn't
mhm.
even have it that bad compared to other people, but I've had it.
Mhm.
But honestly, my goal is to be a good influence on the people who follow me because I've really had to realize that so many people who follow me are so much younger than me. Like
Mhm.
I'm 24, turning 25 soon. And I honestly, when I got on here, I thought people were going to be more my age, but there's so many young people and they're always coming to me for advice. I love being able to teach people how to draw and offer myself as a resource to them.
Mhm.
And I also really hope that not just through my visual artwork, but through what I get to write and the stories I get to tell and the things I get to really just teach other people, I hope I always am a good influence for others and they do nothing but learn from me. Like that is such a big goal for me.
That is
Like,
beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow. Round of applause for that answer, everyone.
yeah, whatever.
Okay. And last question here before we get into one question that you can have a long answer for is what does your
Okay.
follower count mean to you? Like when you think about your followers, obviously you're grateful for them, but does it get overwhelming and do you wish you had less? Do you wish you had more?
I I'll be so real with you. I don't think it really matters in general because what am I at right now? I'm at like 40 something K
Mhm.
followers on Instagram. That's the only place I'm active. You know, I have like 200,000 followers on TikTok on my main. And then on my Genshin Impact account where I just posted all my fan art, I had like 150,000 followers at the time that I stopped using it.
Mhm.
Like the follower count has honestly proven itself to not matter. What matters the most is the amount of people who interact with me. I would much rather have like less followers and have a ton of people DM me, leave comments, check in with me, like want to talk to me, than
Mhm.
have like 300,000 followers, like six, five, six, whatever times the amount I have right now, and nobody talked to me ever. Like
I see.
I value most the people who DM me, the people who comment on my posts, the people who always show up and like respond to my stories. Like I love making friends. I'm such a social person and I like that my artwork gets to be a social event. So long as people are actually socializing with me and talking to me about my art, it's way more important than a follower account could ever be. And I think that's what everyone should strive for. You need art friends, you need art mutuals.
Yes.
You don't need the
Yes.
popularity. Like it's so much better when you have like people who talk to you instead of like lurkers.
Yeah. No, I
Lurkers.
get that. I get that. And then last question here, is there anything that you wish I had asked you?
Is that your final question of the podcast?
Well, not exactly. I have a little bit of a closing statement, but this is the final question for the majority of it. Yes.
Oh my God. I don't know. I think you've asked me some really great questions here. Um, that would take me longer to think about. I'm really trying to think now. Like, what do I wish you asked me? I think when we were preparing for this and I asked, I was like, "Oh, is there anything I need to prep?" And you were like, "Oh, reveal some like good stories and stuff."
Mhm.
Um, I was thinking on a conversation I had with one of my friends recently, which was just talking about like impact. And I just mentioned it. Like, I hope I have a positive influence and a good impact on people.
Mhm.
Um, but something that's been like huge for me this whole time is that yeah, I want to have a good impact on others and on the world. Like, that's my biggest goal in life. And go as someone who went into STEM, like for a long time I really thought that like going into medicine I'd be able to like help people,
Mhm.
especially because I was going into more stuff like research, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna help the world, like invent something new that's gonna save lives, and that's gonna be so cool. Like
Yeah.
that was what was on my mind as a freshman, because as every art kid kind of goes through when you're going to pick for school, it's like, oh, am I going to art school or am I going to go do something that makes me money? Like that's the conversation you have with yourself and others, which is stupid. You can make money and also flop in either direction. It doesn't matter. But I was really like, you know what, with science at least, I think I'd have a better chance of making a good impact on the world. But as I got older and I went through my degree, I kind of learned how much in the sciences the work that you do for the world not just gets taken for granted but is stolen from you, and you get,
Mhm.
not only do you get no credit for it, but the stuff that you invent can be used to harm others or won't benefit the people that you wanted to, you know
Mhm. Yeah.
especially if you go into like the clinical stuff I'm in. Like that shit is so expensive. Getting the testing you want for like a chronic disease, or like you're suffering from this thing. Well, you're not a millionaire, so too bad. Where you're gonna have to die, or you're gonna have to go into $1 million of debt. And
Mhm.
I just realized that that kind of impact on the world is not something I ever wanted my efforts to go into. That really irked me. So not only have I changed to patient facing stuff where I know I can be a good influence on the people who come in and be a good person in my doctor's office, but when I'm drawing, that is now the impact I want to make sure I can have. I think if I'm creating art that's original and a story that's original with messages that can like really like touch people across the world for free, like something that they
Yeah.
don't have to pay for, you don't have to be a certain person to access it. I would rather be able to change the world that way than have something I did be used wrong. So
Yeah.
I want control over my impact. And so in terms of like, oh, like how do you care about, like, that's my big message. That's my big thing.
That's a very beautiful sentiment. I thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. I already like halfway said it, but just to reiterate,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
let people take your shit and fuck you up. Don't let them do that.
Period.
Stupid.
Well, we're into the closing statement section here. Do you have any big projects that you're working on right now that you'd be willing to share info about?
Oh my God. Well, right now I'm helping one of my friends. I guess I'm helping. I'm staff member on a project for Witch Hat Atelier, and I'll be helping with a tarot card project with a bunch of add-ons, and I'm going to be the lead art mod, or one of the lead moderators there. So I'll be critiquing people's works. If you're interested in participating as an artist, or you want to apply to be a writer or help us with finances or all sorts of various staff members, please let me know or let the project know. But that's a big thing I'm working on that I'm super excited for, because I've never made merchandise before in my life. So excited about that. And then, if you ever follow my page and, look at the artwork I'm posting that is not commission based, I do have a lifelong passion project that I'm very excited to share eventually once I'm, not working my ass off and I have the time to make pages.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
That's
that
really it.
you pretty much got everything all in one bubble there. So, do you want to
Good.
plug yourself anywhere?
I am malidesto everywhere that matters. That's about it.
And I'll link it in the description for those that are too lazy to type it in because I feel that sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, well, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate your time and the energy that you put into this. Like, seriously, you gave me some great answers for all of this.
Oh my God. I'm so glad, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna say some fuck shit.
No, I had a fantastic time, and I really hope that when I get this episode out, it encourages other artists to come on my show because I just like talking to artists. It's just so much fun. Let's
Yeah,
just
it's a
talk
good
about
yap.
art.
It's a good yap. And if you ever want to yap again, you can always reach out to me. I am down to clown anytime. But
Okay.
everyone knows that.
All right. Well, thank you everyone to who watched this episode, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Comment your favorite part of the episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Love ya.